conclude our second best of 3 of the day. It's an elimination match between NRG and LDLC. And now we go to train, which it's a bit of a rough one when we look at recent results for LDLC, at least. They're losing out to teams that are definitely not on NRG's level, that's for sure. While NRG, just recently, right, we saw them beat MVP. We covered that. We saw them beat MIBR on it as well. They've had some strong results. They beat Big, which was a ridiculous scoreline at Summit. It was like 16-2 or 4, something like that. Yeah. So this is awkward.
The thing is, though, it's like when I look at LDLC's past results, it doesn't reflect anything I've seen at this tournament. Like, if you look at, like, the nuke games they've played before this, and they're struggling against, like, movie star riders, and then it's like, oh, yeah, no, they're definitely going to lose to North, and then they destroy them, they play NRG, they play really close on that map, and it's like, yeah, okay, if I look at their past results and go, they're probably going to lose. But I did that in the last map, and it didn't work for me very well. So I don't really want to say that anymore. Like, I just feel like it comes down to how they play within the map. And I honestly, with the way that this map is set up, I think it could work very well for their style. I think Tuanu had a much better performance in the previous map. I do think that Cirque still outguns him when it comes to train. But at the same time, if he can have a good game, if everybody else is still performing, because that's the thing in that last map, everybody performed. Like, I think the lowest player had 16 frags, highest had something like maybe 22.
And they were all within, thing I look at is if they're in within like 5-6 kills of each other, that means you're playing as a team, you're playing as a unit. It's not relying on that one player.
The bottom fragger was Deva Duvek, which pretty much says it all, because over the last...
entries.
Yeah, exactly. He was getting double entries into the B side. So there wasn't a player on that team who wasn't performing. Now, whereas on the other side, Fugly, great on nuke. Not even on the board, really, when it came to the second map. So I think that there's definite sort of factors that can work into LDLC's favor. Every time we've seen them lose that first map, they win the second, they win the third. That's how it's been going so far. So, yeah, sure, we can look at the stats. We can look at the past and say, okay, LDLC, they shouldn't have a hope in hell. But all the way through with this tournament, we've said that.
And they've been an unknown quantity to many of the teams as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, let's be honest, right? It's not a slant on LDLC. Of the top teams, who's really have gone, oh, I'm going to go in depth and really look at everything LDLC are doing. They probably just looked at LDLC and gone, okay.
Yeah, the team without a coach probably wouldn't have done it too much either. Like, that is the thing. They're going through the teams that don't have coaches.
Renegades. MVP do have a coach, though. But that was that.
That was,
And then, and now... Okay, they're just playing.
But wasn't it NRG who played MVP?
Oh, yeah. There you go. See, this is why you're here. You can be useful sometimes. You do have information I can use. I keep telling you, the old man memory is just slowly fading away.
Sometimes I remember the games we cast. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Yes. Generally, what you're getting paid for, mate. I'm glad you're able to do that. I deliver the actual, like, the beauty and the entertainment of it, right? And
the beauty?
Yeah, look at me.
Sure. I'll just say sure, because you're quite a bit bigger than me. And that's pretty much the only reason.
A bit is an understatement, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad that this desk isn't closer together, because otherwise I would look even smaller. It's a good thing I got these big buildings behind me to make me look a little bit taller than I actually am.
What, you're King Kong now?
Yeah. Just start attacking the building. I don't want to touch the screen because I don't know how well attached they are. I don't trust
Tom destroying
trust
ESL
myself.
Studios just by pushing things around.
Well, you know, that is what King Kong does.
Well, what I don't want to see from this game is NRG just destroying LDLC, because they've looked hot on train. They've looked like more than a capable team on it. And I think from LDLC's point of view is they've looked good. We've seen great stuff for them, but we don't have enough. And it's funny, right? Because they go on the close-up cameras.
I don't like that
camera. You look so small.
Let's not use that camera anymore, please. Because like that, can we move it down, aim it up, use basically do what Tom Cruise does in all of his movies. They may have moved it. Brilliant.
Please, thank you guys. Keep it up there.
If Jackie could just get a bit shorter as well, please, so that, you know, the balance. Either way, we are into our pistol round. Don't have to be on camera anymore, so that's a good thing for me. And look at the aggression out from Fugly. Now, he's playing the information play because the rest of his team are all over towards the A site. They have a double connector set up just so they can have the fast rotations. But LDLC are using that to their advantage. They're going to now go back towards the A site after baiting a player away. Still a fairly hefty setup there from NRG, and we have seen some strong pistol runs from them. Obviously, the sort of Cirque 4K. Let's not mention the fact that there was a 5K after that he had eventually lost. But
that was a clip and a half, though.
Yeah, it really was. It was pretty much 2 clips in one. Like, it should have just ended with Cirque destroying them, but, you know, it went back the other way. Here we go. Push into that A site. Still going to be a quick rotation back, of course, for Cirque. So far, so good. And actually, Logan again. He's always so good in these pistol rounds. Seems to find multi-frag after multi-frag. He's got Alex to support him as well. Amanek chimes in with another. And while it's looking like LDLC are going to get themselves another pistol round, Breezy has other ideas. Picks off one. He's picked up the kit as well and the smoke.
He's in a good position as well. Could do some damage. But still, there's 4 frags to find as Alex rips apart Breezy and straight away into Fugly as well. So LDLC do claim the pistol round here. T-side on train. Getting off to the start they would want to. And this is now, at least for the French side, their chance to get their MAC-10s back out, make some money. And they always on train at least have the backup of the AKs in there. On the closer rounds, they 100% always go in with the MAC-10s galore because they can play them closer angles. But this time around, they just want to make sure they don't lose out too much to these CZs because NRG did a lot of damage across it.
Well, looking to try and do the work with the pistols. Now, of course, with the loss bonus change, this does mean that they are focusing more on being able to get that AWP. And there's the chance for that purchase coming up due to the loss bonus change. Of course, it also gives them more of an opportunity to actually win this round. Now, it seems like LDLC are kind of aware of this, because when we look at the purchase they came up with before, there was 4 MAC-10s and 1 AK. The purchase they've gone with for train, 3 AKs and 2 MAC-10s. So either it's just the map itself, where they've decided to make the change in terms of their purchase. Obviously, a lot of sort of long-range battles come in on train, or they are just actually doing their research and finding out where NRG are more likely to go for their force buys. Either way, got to give them props. The fact is, we'll see if it works, because they are looking to edge in towards this B side. There's 3 players ready and waiting for them here. 45 seconds on the clock, so that probably shouldn't play too much of a factor. And you see the players from the CT side looking a little bit itchy. Maybe thinking they'll rotate away, but they are in the right spot when the push comes in. Breezy waiting down below. Hasn't been spotted just yet. His teammates are all gone, though. He's the only one left. Unless he somehow waits out the time and then stops the bomb going down. It was never going to happen. And, well, LDLC win that round flawlessly.
It made sense, though, right? What he was trying to do there. It was like, cool, I'll wait it out. Might be able to grab myself a weapon, stop the plant or something like that. But instead of just LDLC walking away with it, sadly for Toynu in that situation, though, he didn't get to make that MAC-10 work out for him. Wasn't able to farm up the cash. Well, NRG will just go for the full set of ecos here. They don't need to buy into this. They want max money coming into the next. Now, no crazy positions coming out here from NRG. They're very stacked up, certainly. And LDLC are just going to bypass all of it. So the rotation is going to come in, but that molly's going to delay a bit of it. Cirque will, doesn't want to push through before it lands. Going to back away.
No armor. Would have just cooked.
Okay. Amanek can't make that MAC-10 work. Fugly's walked away with one, but Alex is saying anything is possible here. When I've got the MAC-10 in my hand, I'm going to farm up that cash. And Logan, now it's his time to deliver as well. Still a 2v1, and Cirque actually has an AK to work with, but it's just a little bit too more for him. Then he can bite and hold off here.
Yeah, 3-0. We do get the purchase now, and this is what they were saving for. This is what NRG wanted. They play the more sort of old-style economy, but with the perks of the new style. They get that AWP, rifles across the board with all of the utility available to them. Of course, the T's have made a decent amount of cash themselves and spend quite a bit of it getting Twanu that AWP as well. So the battle is about to commence. Cirque actually going fairly aggressive with the support of his teammate Ethan, but it's actually Ivy that the T's are looking to challenge.
This is where Cirque, though, we expect him to shine. This is where he should be most dominant of all the maps we've seen. He had a fantastic play throughout Nuke. Not just topping the scoreboards, but it was the impact he had. Be a slow round from LDLC. They're going to get their run boost on go. He jumps over, but Cirque is not there. He was hoping for it. He was ready for it. But how many times have we seen Cirque actually make that hit on the person doing the boost?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be facing off against him, but then if I landed, I wouldn't get the kill anyway, so a little bit different to Twanu going for that face. A fairly passive hold, actually, other than the sort of aggression from Ethan. They're going to try and use their utility wisely. He's actually going to opt to try and push through it. A bit more of a surprise factor. And the fact is, LDLC not finding anything early in these rounds actually leaves them with a bit of a problem. The good factor is, though, they have baited out an awful lot of that utility. There really isn't much in hand at all. One incendiary, a few flashbangs, and LDLC have still saved some to try and take some control. Ethan, can he survive in the middle of the Molotovs? He can. And that could be a bit of a problem for them. He's going to throw out one of his remaining flashbangs to try and gain some control. And the bomb still not really in a position where it can push out. Logan's finally made his way towards the site, but there's only 15 seconds left. Cirque's the first one to get a pick onto the board, and they need to get that bomb down. This is a problem. The time really is ticking away, and Breezy's position is perfect. It will go into the hands of his teammate, but Cirque's dropped it. The round is over. We will see Daps finish off the remaining player as well, so NRG keep 3 surviving. Of course, as mentioned though, there's still enough money that LDLC can go for a buy.
I really like that from Cirque there as well. He went to push forward, saw what was going on, able to get that tag as well, stop the bomb being planted in any sense. And NRG looked like a much more convincing round. But what did we say, right? It's Cirque. This is his playground as such in terms of train. An early call comes in from LDLC though, and it makes sense. You've got good money in the bank on 2 players, but it's still a rough ride if you want to get the full buy with utility. I'm trying to think of the best way for them to work this. Yeah, you can drop the AKs down. A couple of players. No, you still get good utility. Everyone apart from Toinu. So this is workable. Just no AWP. And realistically, you don't have to have an AWP if you're just going to go for a couple of rushes. If you just want to try and close Cirque out, right, flash him out, smoke him out, push into him that way.
Well, yeah, the other thing as well is this sort of setup would work quite nicely versus a double AWP setup. A faster play, at least early into this round. We're going to see Logan running in on towards the A site. Doesn't get anything done, a completely solo push, and didn't really have much support at all. It seems like they're trying to probe over towards the B site at the same time, but they really didn't achieve anything, and Alex is going to do a similar thing. He's pushing out. Twanu meets his doom, and Ethan just shuts down this round already. 3 kills to his name. He is a player that can just turn anything on its head. And leaves the misfit men to try and fix things.
Cirque hitting shots, doing what he does best. Amanek will back away for now. You've got to say it was crazy from Ethan, the fact that he was even able to get away with that. Players jumping over it, the spray down just comes in. He was taking the fights quite comfortably. And we've seen this now across all the maps. This is where he shines best. Let him just take the jewels and win it down.
Yeah, this round, it's kind of tough to say what Amanek can really do, because saving the AK puts him on a sort of weird position with the rest of his team's economy. And, well, going into the next round, they're not really going to have anything anyway. So, a great round coming out from the CT side, especially from Ethan, getting 4 kills out of the 5 he currently has. And, well, now the T side can't really go for anything here. Kind of want them to just go for the almost classic, try and get a bomb down on B. Earn that extra bit of money.
Double AWP setup from NRG actually here. Would be interesting to see if LDLC try any of their double AWP or maybe triple AWP on train.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, neither would I.
If they have the money to do it. One watching main, one watching Ivy, one on the B site. Here we go then. They're going to try and waterfall out. There's more. Look at this from the CT side. They've waited patiently for this.
Good setup. Completely ready for it. 3-3 now, and NRG, at least the rounds they've been winning have been convincing. The buy will surely come in from LDLC. Alex on the AWP. I'm guessing he might do it off spawn base and drop it back to Toinu. We don't often see him on the AWP, that's for sure. Yeah, and that's it. He's further forward. He's going to go straight in for it. Fast and furious, but the flash pushes him back. Already damage done onto Breezy, though.
he's actually going to go for a little bit more. Now, Cirque is around the angle. If he goes peeking in to the ramp, well, I'd be surprised if Alex doesn't manage to hit this shot, but, well, it's actually Fugly to peek out. Then he catches Cirque, which is perfect for this push in towards B. There's still another player waiting around the connector, but he doesn't really want to meet the same fate. Doesn't want to take the risk. Bomb is going to be going down, but there's still multiple players just lurking around the backlines. Logan is actually going to more be a curse to this team, as him falling means that the retake is on. Twanu's attempted to get a little bit more aggressive, obviously not having his AWP in this round. It's in the hands of Alex. Dap spots him, but Amanek combines with Twanu to turn it on to just Breezy alone. And while Twanu, maybe he should just keep the AK in hand, as that's a triple for him to give the lead back to LDLC.
Money has been built up, though, for NRG, so it's not the end of the world just yet, but that can soon turn around as they are on the CT side. LDLC here, I think, what, 5, 6 plus? They're going to be laughing and happy with going on to their CT side. It's where we do normally see them fight it off a little bit more and do better. Toyne, though, back on the AWP as per standard, as what is expected. Daps has got his trusty AUG out, though. To be fair, he had it last time. We didn't get to see too much done with it. Devo getting pushed there. Fugly somehow walking away with the kill. Alex unable to get the refrag, can't hunt him down in time, and that smoke will at least hold him back a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was just sheer aggression from Fugly, maybe letting out a little bit of frustration.
He's just like, I played so bad, I'm done with this, boom.
Yeah, and it will be a confidence booster for sure, just getting such an aggressive pick, getting the success that comes with it. And we're already going to see a second player rotated into this B site, as it seems to be where the T's are making their move. Not going to let the clock diminish too much as they look to make their play. Alex leading the charge. Ethan ready and waiting. Sprays the first. The second is there for the taking. And he's trying to do it all alone. Gets the pistol out, but Fugly's there to take it away. And even steals the second off him from the USP. Another 5 alive round for NRG. So even if the money was starting to diminish, it makes no difference now. And while with the scoreline equalized, the T side have got to go for what is not a pretty buy.
Gotta say, right, Ethan, just on holding positions, he delivers time and time again.
How does he not die?
In that position, 9 times out of 10, you're getting wrecked after you've sprayed off the first player, and instead he's just there like an absolute boss, the unit himself.
Ducking and weaving. Got the reactions of a pro boxer.
I'm gonna start calling him the immovable object if he keeps this up. Ethan, do you get too aggressive this time? He's way now. He's expecting the jumps. But he knows better than to push up that ladder. He's not going to be baited into this anytime soon.
I felt like with the face he's pulling in his picture, he'd be the type of person to, like, challenge you to a duel. Like, almost, like, slap you with a glove and just...
When you said challenge to a duel, Yu-Gi-Oh came into my head. I was okay, we're slamming down cards.
I was more thinking of, like a sword like fencing.
Yes,
I just like...
How very middle class of you.
Yeah. I can't really argue that, to be honest.
Nope, I would have never even mentioned fencing. Funny enough, at my school and where I'm from, I don't think fencing even was an existing thing.
To be fair, it wasn't at mine either. Like, I didn't do like fencing every Tuesday. You know, that never happened.
Oh, Daps, he's seen it now. He's well aware. Will he be able to get the frag to start off with? An easy one for him to start off with. Now he pushes round. Breezy going up towards T-Com. Easy frag for him against Logan, and this is just going to be clean-up duty. Breezy hungry for more. Devoduveki's picked up the AWP off his fallen teammate, but he's now in a 1v5 all alone, and with 13 seconds to go, surely you just save this. Takes the shot, can't make it connect, and he'll just back away. They are going to start to hunt him down, though. Finds himself the first, but now Cirque is there ready and waiting. He can't deliver. Oh, he nearly gets the third as well. Devoduvek's got to be so careful. They're coming from every corner, every side, but he does manage to hold on to that big green gun.
He does very well there to keep that in his hand. Wonder if we are going to see it chucked over to Twanu, if he will just keep it for the Kevlar. He's actually dropped pistols to the remainder of his teammates. So, oh no, actually that's just because he kept the extra money. So a few pistols have been dropped, but other than that, not going to be anything too impressive. And it does sort of leave their position with a bit of disparity. The AWP is actually going to be juggled around. It's actually handed to Alex once again, so he's going to go for the same pick over towards the B side. This isn't due to spawn, because it took him quite a while to actually get it into his hands. The fact is, though, no matter what happens in this round, Davidovec is going to be struggling a little bit to buy. Unless, of course, they win it, but can't say I'm too much of a believer.
I'm trying to work out now, after that Yu-Gi-Oh comment, who would be the Blue Eyes White Dragon and who would be the Dark Magician?
I don't know.
I'd say the Blue Eyes White Dragon because that was the stronger one. That's definitely Ethan right now. And the Dark Magician trying his best is like Amanek or Logan.
I don't know. I feel like you've gone too deep into this like metaphor for me.
I'm enjoying it. They were good childhood days. Dapso, he's taking his shot already at Ivy. He's been backed away. He's not going to stay around for too long. Ethan, though, ready for them to push out. Again, Ethan's just everywhere. Pop Dog, B, now out in the A site. He's ready to get it done. Stapp starts off with the first kill here, though he's being tagged up quite heavily. Alex finishing him off with a Glock there. That is a big kill as Toinu finds Ethan. So now Breezy, can he get some damage done from Pop Dog here?
Yeah, the thing is the time. Like, if somehow they can deny the bomb, they have a good chance here, but even still, they've now turned it back into a strong position. Breezy going to be looking to try and find a frag. He's got to be careful because Toinu is just round that corner with the AWP. He's more interested, though, in making sure that they don't get the defusal, holding off the connector. He's not changing his mind. By the looks of things, though, the CT side have just given this one up. They're going to allow this to be a victory. And while I said it's like very unlikely that they take this round away, I'll eat my words. LDLC have done it once again.
They managed to pull rounds out the bag that we just never think possible. And that is just, it just shows how sometimes these little individual plays can work out. Daps missed that orb shot. Okay, he took down Amanek, missed the second one, and then Alex finished him with a Glock. That's just like a Glock long range like that.
It wasn't even really just finishing it. He did all of the damage as well.
Yeah, true. Very true.
You could say that in the last map, they were like the sort of Exodia card. Because they were all the pieces together. There you go. There's a proper Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
I wasn't making a reference. I was just wondering who was who. You made a reference. I just sat there.
Here we go, though. There is a purchase back in from NRG. It's as close as it gets, 5 and 5. And 5 alive on either team to kick off this round. We're going to see a much more heavy presence towards A, leaving Fugly as the lone defender, the anchor of B. At least for now, Breezy. He's been playing pretty passive, like a lot more aggression in the previous couple of maps, trying to take fights. Over on Ivy, really hasn't been having too much success. It's mainly been Ethan doing the heavy lifting so far for NRG. With Cirque following up the behind. Either way, a minute left on the clock. They are still looking to try and get out. Now, this is not the man they'd really want to be facing here. They've got 2 AWPs over on the T side. Definitely not ideal, but it can work for the picks, but not in this scenario. Ethan just is not missing at the moment. Davidovec looking to try and take the fight back, but after a while realizes, you know what? Probably not a good idea. He's actually going to try it with the AWP. This is the exact angle that Alex just took, so a little bit of a risk. Isn't going to work out for him, and the problem is they've burnt down so much time, 35 seconds left to try and make their move. They're yet to clear Ethan from this upper train, and they really need to get rid of him here. Amanek is going to spot, but he still can't do anything about it, and he's still tagging players, takes another to his name as well. He's still here. Finally gets cleared from the spot, but there's only 20 seconds left to do the rest of the damage, and Breezy will now chime in, leaving Toinu alone. He's got no time. He knows it as well. Just going to fall back and save this AWP once again. Give him something into the next round, a chance to drop an AK anyway. And with the few extra bits of cash they have, I imagine a buy is coming.
Once again, the unit in Ethan, he holds strong. He doesn't back down. He sits on his position. He does his job, as well as a little bit more. But NRG, they've edged the lead back again. They're up 6-5 now. Double AWP setup is still working out for them. See the drops and the exchanges coming out here from LDLC. And okay, Tech-9's Deegs, 2 AKs and an AWP. It's not going to be impossible. And we've seen LDLC make rounds like this somehow work, as Logan just spots Cirque jumping down. Bit of damage coming out towards Toynu. Logan flashes his way through. Actually does blind Cirque, and Cirque misses the shot. Breezy's there as well, expecting some push to come from Ivy at the same time. He's just narrowly ducking and diving back and forth, avoiding him. NRG certainly pressurizing the positions here. LDLC have forced their hands. Got the spray down onto Alex, and there's no refrag. For some reason, he's going out on his own. Not the way they needed to play that scenario.
Yeah, Breezy's still just waiting around the edge of this smoke. Again, it seems to take LDLC quite a lot of time to clear a lot of these angles, and well, they have been relying more heavily on individual plays. The peek back in, though, from Breezy is enough to turn it back to a closer scenario. Will they expect Fugly to make the same play? They do. And another double for Deva Duvek. Seems to be within his name. Ethan still chimes in with a couple, though, and turns it back into a 2v2, but it's both AWPs. Tuanu removes one of them and leaves it onto Cirque to try and save them here. He actually hits him under the train. And now Amanek, well, he can retrieve the AWP. Still playing with the Tech-9. Cirque, is he going to be baited out? He will. And the Tech-9 does the work. 6 and 6. Equalized once again. And the CT side, they have some money in the bank, but it's not really enough.
It's tough. It's tough. They are going to buy into it. Cirque goes in for the AWP, but he's not going to have too much utility to work with. 2 SMGs in there as well. But look, I think LDLC are well aware that they could be, or potentially could have ecoed, hence the MAC-10s coming out as well. Do we see a faster play come here from LDLC? As they have just been rushing, all guns blazing out in some of the rounds, but it's the slower rounds that have worked out better for him. Fugly already backing away as he can hear all the footsteps. He's aware of what's going on. How much damage can he get done here from the bottom of ladder? Sprays out onto one, but a falling MAC-10 headshot from Amanek. And Daps, as soon as he goes up that ladder, Alex is well aware and waiting. But I believe NRG will just hold on to what they've got because there is no need to waste it. That molly's going to keep Daps trapped. He's burning away, tries to get out of it, but he hasn't got any smokes to save him.
Look at Breezy, he's still going for this. He wants to try and take the fight. He's managed to get himself 1 kill. He's still got Ethan to support him. The problem is they don't have a kit, so he's just going to have to stick this 10-second defusal. This is going to be a very difficult one to work out. Still, Ethan trying to hold him off, but he's managed to stop the man defusing. I don't think he realizes, but I don't think there's enough time. Ethan will clear the board, but the fact is the bomb is going to do the work.
7th round there, but it got a little bit dicey. Good thing with Daps' position there, he kept LDLC busy for so long. And now we have, okay, a reasonable buy will come out from NRG. Not in terms of weaponry, but just in how they can work off of the saved AWP. Because you wouldn't have usually bought into it, say it had just been an M4 saved or whatever. We're already getting towards the end of the first half.
Well, once again, it is an investment in from NRG. Of course, this round, somewhat worth 2. Although there will be, of course, an investment in the next round from whichever team is the loser. It's still going to be a diminished buy. And the fact is, right now, it's a diminished buy. Plenty of SMGs in play, a couple of AKs. 1 AWP still onto Cirque, which can be the defining factor, but as of yet, hasn't been so much. Definitely not been blowing away the server like he was in that first map of Nuke. 30-plus frags for the youngster. But he is just going to be patient on the angle, waiting for somebody to try and push through. I imagine they'll jump past, but he actually just looks to fall back. A push into B, it's just an elaborate ruse. It is going to be the A hit, and Cirque, the only real defender here, just has to try and fall out of the spot. Trades coming in, but it favors that T side quite significantly because there's just no map control here for the CTs. However, the jump up gives an opportunity. Did a lot of damage onto Ethan, though. He's going to get boosted, but he's not got too much health.
We talked about him being a unit. Can he make it work, or will he just back away? It seems they want to try and save this, which does make sense, because look at their money. It is completely ruined. And LDLC going to make this 7 for 7 now. Who's going to, sorry, 8 for 6 now. 7 for 7, definitely looked at the wrong score there. So Fugly, he's able to pick up some kills regardless, and money's not really a problem here for LDLC, because once this bomb goes off, once this round is won, AKs will be viable.
Yeah, once again, though, they've got themselves the T-half. A very strong T-half, of course, in the previous map, managing to really strut their stuff in a 16-11 win. Of course, the save weaponry actually going to help up quite a bit for the CT side, enable them to have rifles on the majority of players, the AWP still in onto Cirque. But just look at the fact that Ethan currently has 17 kills and has lost the half.
He was the, not so much a carry bag, but he's just a dominant force so far in every game we've seen from NRG.
We are going to have a pause. I wonder if this is one of a technical nature, because it doesn't actually say whose pause it is.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be tech by the looks of it. I'd also say one of the things that has been most interesting here is the fact that the way LDLC play this on their T side is so different to what we saw. I feel like they just, when they played Renegades were just a team that they didn't, what they were doing didn't work right. Because in all the other games, we've seen a better, more impressive T-side performance from LDLC. Yeah,
I think maybe with Renegades, it was just the fact that their CT side was probably fairly basic as well. So just like the sort of the aggression just pushing onto them actually worked quite nicely in their favor. It's like, yeah, do you know what? We want to take these fights. They've got a few like young guns. The Gratisfaction was doing well with the AWP on the CT side, which always helps them out quite a bit. So I think that sort of played against them. And also, it is worth mentioning again, when they played that T side, 7 times Renegades survived with 1 player alive. Yeah. So if any of those rounds even changed, if they managed to win any of the clutches, which again, props to Renegades for being so clutch, but you still have to just look at it and go, LDLC probably deserved to win a few of those, and it just didn't quite go their way. So it does, obviously, 2 rounds is not good enough, and you have to say that in those situations they should have managed to win a few of them. But at the same time, yeah, you can see that there was obviously something there on their T sides. It was just that they didn't really manage to make it work too well.
Well, we can only assume it's a tech pause as of now. We're not quite sure what's going on. It's the waiting game. Be frustrating for both sides of this, especially for the last round of this first half. And there we go. Technical NRG just comes in our ears. Just in time.
Well, I think it was them who had the technical issues earlier, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, they had the PC swapped out.
So, I don't know. Well, maybe it needs to be swapped again. They put in another dud. Oh, okay. So it was Fugly's PC that was swapped earlier. We'll see if it's something wrong again. I always question, like, when, especially in online games, when people have, like, TeamSpeak issues. I always find that very interesting, because I've never, like, had any problems with TeamSpeak. Do you think people are just going and getting food and going to the toilet?
Let alone as well when it's like, say you're midway through a game. I've not honestly sat there and had something happen during a game that I can think of and gone, oh, it's just stopped working.
Like, he's
My
gone.
My mouse doesn't work.
Yeah. Also, the doorbell just rang at the same time. And, my pizza's arrived. That is just amazing timing. Like, I'm sure that that's happened. But it's a good thing to blame. Either way, hopefully we'll be getting back into this one fairly soon. Obviously, although it looks like there's a few weapons missing for LDLC, there's plenty on the floor.
And the thing is, after this series, we've got Luminosity going up against Mouse Sports as well. I'm just going to take a look down some of the results we've seen over today. So Mouse Sports took down big 2-0. FaZe beat Astralis. Yeah. Overtime on the last game as well. Okay, that's an interesting
I think that game, though, was for one of them went into the semi-finals, the other went into the quarterfinals. So
okay, so it's not eliminated.
Yeah, it's not. But like maybe Astralis just wanted to play a couple more games.
Like, we've had easy tournaments recently.
We want an extra best of 3. But yeah, I like the fact that I know that people would like, well, especially Danish fans would love an era right now, but I like the fact that we are seeing a few teams like able to beat Astralis, because I always find that when a team is just absolutely dominating, it does get a little bit boring.
I think an era now is a lot harder. I think in this just this current version of Counter-Strike, trying to have an era would be near impossible. Like Astralis are definitely close to it, right? They've had some phenomenal performances, but say they don't win the next couple of tournaments, and that's again out the window. But also, it's hard to say exactly what defines an era, right?
Yeah, I definitely don't think I should be the person doing it. I'll leave that to someone else.
I need to get foreign on that.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's probably a video.
His rankings are the best way of ranking teams. The most fair, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree, to be honest. I like the sort of the nature of it. That it's not like, well, it's what's the website where it's awful, like it's off by miles.
It was Ghost You Gamers that had like a random Brazilian team number 2 below Astralis, and we were like, huh?
At least they got number 1 right.
they tweeted it out. It's like, did you not have anyone that watches CS:GO remotely to double check this?
Yeah, maybe they're up and comers.
Up and comers, all right. Instantly the second best team in the world.
Yeah, like just off like potential. It's like when you play FIFA and you sign one of those youngsters. Like he's going to be like a 99.
A 99. Giving them ratings.
Here we go though. We are back in final round of the half, of course. The chance for it to be, well, basically as close as it gets. 8-7. NRG, they do have a purchase in, but actually just waiting with their boost up. Alex is able to pick off Ethan. He has been the real leader in the server. So to get rid of him early on is definitely going to be a huge help for LDLC. They're looking to try and get that 9-6 T-side half. Cirque, ready and waiting, but it's Fugly with a double. 2 quick kills to get rid of Devuduvek and Alex. And now the CT side actually going to go for that rotation back. There's only 1 man on the site itself. That is Breezy. But the cavalry is coming. In fact, they're pretty much abandoning this B side. They've left Apps just to take a bit of a peek, but because they were so aggressive, it just set them positional-wise. Fugly had the chance for the ace, but he gets just 3. That should be enough here. Amanek looking to try and clutch this one out. Hasn't needed to lead so much in this scenario, but we do get our 8-7 half.
Yeah, a good first half from LDLC, especially coming off of their T side. NRG had a bit of back and forth early on, and it started to slow down. But we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time to find the conclusion, not just of Train, but this entire series of who will go home and who will make it forward. as we return to see the conclusion of Train and the conclusion of this series. The odds finally got a bit closer here, Tom. 1.85 for NRG, 1.80 for LDLC. Question is, closer than close is where it's got. But what have NRG got now on their T-side of Train? LDLC started to look better on the pistols recently. Can they keep this going? Can they keep it up? Got the P250 up on Breezy. Daps dropped it over to him to be the utility carrier in the play. Cirque about to get pushed here by Alex. Cirque misses the first few shots, takes a bit of damage. Alex checks on the pop lock, but he's just going to fall back as the rest of the players from NRG begin to line their way up here onto this B-bomb site.
Yeah, of course, a pretty crucial pistol round to get themselves started. Looking like they may double back here. Now, they've left Cirque as a bit of a lurker anyway. Still got plenty of time to play with. The CTs really haven't moved at all. They've just set towards the back of the sites. Still got themselves the smoke ready and waiting that could burn down a little bit of the clock, and I think Logan may have just spotted someone over there. Comes the utility from the T side, looking to run into the site. Davidovec here with the pistol, unable to really hit anything, but Logan will get that opener. He always seems to get at least one in these pistol rounds. Alex looking to round the corner and does just that. The second snap is ludicrous. And now Ethan is left alongside Daps. It's Logan to put down another, and Ethan really doesn't have much hope here. He's going to go running through. He wants to try and get towards B, but it won't happen, even assisted by Breezy. And it is LDLC to grab the pistol.
More pistols going the way of LDLC here as they look to start off strong on the second half. NRG probably just going to wait it out. No need to buy anything into this round. Aim to try and push it and get the plant down if possible, but it'll be very difficult regardless. Alex doing his trusty USP, nade and armor. He's playing it smart, he's playing the long game. And that's one of the things we praise quite highly, right, for LDLC, is just how they manage their economy.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that against certain teams wouldn't work, because they might force into this sort of round to make sure they have a bigger purchase in the next, or even just because they think they could win it, and then he really would be screwed. But at the same time, in these sort of rounds where they're just aiming to get a bomb plant, a USP is absolutely fine. Cirque does still manage to get himself a rank. Now, the bomb has been dropped. The nade may even do cataclysmic damage. That is an insane amount, about 140 across the board, and while the bomb is not going to be happening. Oh, no, wait, it already did. I'm blind. Either way, not a bad round then, if that's considered. They probably could have got a kill or two more just based off the amount of HP that they have, but I think NRG are going to take that all day long.
Yeah, they're going to be really happy with it, because it's not just the fact they got into the site, they got that bomb down and got themselves the money they need for this round. So this makes their buy perfect going into it, and LDLC should be fully aware as Toinu's on the AWP. Still Famus and UMP in play. Alex got the M4 in hand now. And they've got all the utility they could want on. This is like a full-on battle.
I didn't actually opt to get the AWP in for Cirque, which I find quite interesting. Could have
had the money for it as well, yeah.
Yeah, could have definitely bought it, but I guess they're going to go for a bit of a faster play, taking a lot of control towards this B site. Davidovec is the main man here, and he's called for the rotation already. A couple of players in from the CT side. In fact, they're going to have 4 on the site by the time this begins. Davidovec chimes in with Toinu, who's just gone mad with the AWP. The two of them have cleaned this round up, and Daps is left trying to survive in the backlines. LDLC just dominate the round. Barely any damage even taken, and they can upgrade significantly.
3 AKs. Only Amanek unable to get involved and grab himself an upgraded weapon there. And it cost them nothing because no one died. Solid stuff from LDLC. Good call as well. He saw Davidovec's position there when he had the FAMAS in hand. He saw it was coming, straight in with the call, able to get it done. He was laughing.
Well, now all it is pistols. May get to see the AWP in the next round. Obviously the loss bonus maxing out for NRG. This one's all just going to be about trying to achieve a bit of damage, because the fact is, LDLC, as said, they've been excellent at managing their economy, keeping themselves with large amounts of cash and being harder and harder to break down every time they do get on a streak. And for NRG, they really don't want to allow that. It's getting close to the point of elimination, and LDLC 5 rounds away from a quarter-final place. Obviously still a long road to go. We're yet to see the full bombardment of NRG with their purchases. But this round definitely isn't going to be one of them. Still got a chance to do some damage. We know those Deegs can definitely cause havoc. The CZs, well, you never doubt them, really. Actually, Alex has to be a little bit careful with his positioning.
Yeah, so Fugly went in to try to finish him off as well. Not able to make it happen just yet. Fugly's there now just to be the nuisance on top of the train. He'll go down straight away, though, to Toinu. Logan's on cleanup duty as well. And once again, a flawless round here for LDLC. Okay, you're not going up against weaponed opponents then, but that's 2 rounds back-to-back. You've got 3 players with over 7K in the bag. Amanek still just chilling on the UMP. Just like, it's all right. I can handle this.
Why not?
I'm not too bothered. Thing is, all it takes is now for them to get 1 more kill against NRG and he grabs himself the AK.
Yeah, or even one of his teammates. But here we go. 12-7. The comeback needs to start now for NRG, otherwise they really will have their backs up against the wall. The loss bonus is behind them, and Alex, he's about to peek into a little bit of a different boost. Normally standing on their heads for that long, but he doesn't take the risk. Actually, we are going to see the T's give up the pop dog control. So hoping to find something through the smoke, but as of yet, nothing will go his way. The T's had to really gain too much ground, just holding in a more passive default, hoping that somebody hands them the kill, makes the mistake. Logan will now push into the pop. And the fact is, the T's did have control of this earlier in the round. Breezy, though, there's the pre-fire. Finds Amanek, gets that opening pick, grabs some space for the rest of the team, as now the setup from the CT side has to be switched. And the T's are still just waiting patiently.
All the utility starts to get thrown out. Alex is in a good position, starts off with 1 kill. They're all now starting to overwhelm as Fugly picks up the kill. Toinu needs to be careful, though. And be right behind him as he can't take down Cirque, but Logan's hot and heavy, fast down Pop Dog, ready to get it done. But this is just a 1-for-1 trade. Tapping away, Logan can't finish it off, and NRG walk away with it. Breezy to get the final kill. And LDLC, okay, yep, you've got the money. That's not really the problem here.
Well, yeah, this is where we get to see if NRG are going to face the same problems they had in the previous map, where they win 1 and then get straight up reset, because it was 4 in a row for LDLC.
Yeah.
And that was the big punish. They never really got any money going. They never were able to capitalize on their stronger half of 9-6. Here we go. They've got the AKs across the board, a reasonable amount of utility. Ethan's actually just snuck through the Molotov. He's going to be looking to take the fight early on. Alex is just waiting around the corner, and the foot spotted, and actually is Fugly to finish him off. Already again, the man advantage goes the way of NRG, and they managed to capitalize on that in the previous round. Breezy will meet the HE, but as of yet, hasn't really caused too many problems.
Now Breezy just burning down so heavily there. Pushed through, but he's only got 4 health to play with now. 1 nade, or just a couple of shots, even a headshot. The overkill coming in from Logan. Logan's in a nice spot to do more damage. That's Ethan wrecked as well as Amanek's picked up Daps. Fugly's doing all he can. Walks away with 1, but he's instantly taken down. And like you said, Tom, the reset comes in. The pain is delivered, and LDLC, they're starting to look stronger and stronger now on their CT side.
Yeah, 3 rounds away from sending NRG home. They've had some tough series to play. Obviously, the one from MIBR earlier in the day was very close indeed, but they managed to just about close it out. Now, they've got to try and make the comeback here. The problem is in this round, at least, they just don't have the finances. And they are in that sort of reset territory where that could be what ends up sending them home, just never having the money over on the T side. Of course, on the opposing side, this is their chance to really make up some money. And well, so far, so good. Logan looking for a little bit of stat padding and leaving Ethan all alone. He can't even take one. It's another flawless round from LDLC as they are 2 away now from making the way to the playoffs.
What is the answer here for NRG? They've had the weapons they wanted. They've had the full buys.
I don't know the answer. I do know the question, though. What time's the flight home?
Whoa! Pop, pop, pop. All right. Tom, I actually genuinely didn't expect that from you. He can be mean sometimes, guys. He can be mean.
Here we go, though. T-side.
And they thought I was mean to you. You've just wrecked NRG.
Well, they can prove me wrong. I wouldn't mind. I like a close game. Here we go, though.
Now, Toinu, he's been a lot more heavy hitting as we come on the train, as to expected, right?
18 and 11.
AWPs can work.
And Cirque currently on 11 kills, 40 ADR. Definitely not having the game of his life, not dominating the server that we might have expected. He did on Nuke, but since then it's been a much quieter show from the Bulgarian. Minute left on the clock, and the T's mostly gathered up outside the upper B portion of the map. They're going to go for the boost, try and spot somebody on the top of the trains, but nobody there for LDLC. They're both within the site. Daviduvek has actually been pretty damn good on this B site so far. Still towards the bottom of the board, but always seems to be a man to chime in with some impact kills. And, well, this would be one hell of a time to do it as the T's look to gather up. He is the only man who can really stop anything on the cross. You've got Twanu, who just misses the shots, and it is on to Daviduvek, but he doesn't manage to connect anything. Ethan decapitates him, but Alex has found one. Logan does the same, and it gives them a chance here, but another trade from Breezy. Amanek with the AWP still doing damage, and this round definitely isn't done just yet. Logan looking to try and push him from behind. He's already taken a bit of damage, and the flashbang going to try and give his teammate a little bit of extra space. Amanek peeking through, but his stats to go down. And I don't know if Breezy can actually do anything about this defusal. He's just going to stick it, and he can't do anything. It's over. Wow. Logan wins the round. Balls of steel to stick it all the way. And we hit a 15th for LDLC. It's now do or die for NRG. They are 7 rounds behind as LDLC, they need just 1.
That is absolutely crazy. That looked like a round when NRG kind of worked out what they need to do here, right? Bust that B site, push in, find the weak spots, make it work. But even then, LDLC, it's just all working out for them. And once again, right, okay, other than Daviduvek, everyone else is pretty close to it. We're seeing that team game come into play. But the thing about Daviduvek, a lot of the kills he gets is those really huge impact kills. Like, he gets the 2 on entry, or he holds off and does his job. He plays his position well.
So is this the first pause NRG have taken? Because I said 3 or 4 left.
I think it is, yeah, for this map.
Yeah, so...
Because remember, it was a tech pause that we had before.
Yeah, of course. Well, they're definitely going to need to step up to the plate now. They've at least brought the CT side economy a little bit lower. Still 9,000 on Amanek, but he's got to buy up his AWP, which brings that quite a bit lower. Ethan actually left on a CZ. Even the T buy for this round isn't a particularly good one. They've already got some holes within it. They've got Cirque onto the AWP, but he's yet to step up to the table. It's looking like now they're just going to go back to basics. A push into this A site. Lots of utility being expended, and Logan already starting things off. He's found the opener for his team. The T's are just going to look to try and force the issue, but look at the flank already coming in from Alex. He's so good at his positional play. He may just even be able to catch one of these T players with his pants down, but Breezy, he's at least turned into a 4v4 for now. I'm just waiting to see if Alex is actually going to catch off Cirque. Right in the corner, there's the one, and now the problems begin for the T side. He gets the second as well. Breezy left to try and fight this, and Daps has got everything to do. It hasn't been his game today. He's left into a 1 versus 3. The first, at least, will go his way. He's got plenty of time to play with. He can look to try and split the defense, maybe pick one of them apart. The problem is that bomb sat in the open, and it looks like the CT side have decided now's a good opportunity to actually double up, to play together, to make sure they don't get separated when it comes to this play. And the problem is Daps has absolutely no idea where they are. He's got so many positions to clear. That's the sort of advantage of once the bomb's down. But when it's on the floor, he's now got to go walking around the map to try and just work out where these remaining players are. And the fact is, all he's gained is where they're not.
Yeah, this is the problem now for Daps. The big play is massively needed here to save his team from elimination, but it could be just too much for him. He's going to play close range towards Connector. Sees out Toinu, nearly gets it onto Devadu Vec, but that's going to be it. LDLC take it 16-8. They're the ones going to the playoffs, and NRG are eliminated.
Yeah, this is not what I expected. We've been quite lucky, really, to cast LDLC all the way through their fight. Story. And the fact is they have made it into the playoffs based off of this game. Congratulations to them. I think it's more than many, including myself, would have expected. But, well, now we get to see the highlights of actually how they've done it.
Tom, you know that wonderful ABC 123 song? I've got an attempt to run here. Look, you look away. No, you can't leave yet. How about this? NRG losing against LDLC, not winning the best of 3. It's as easy as ABC for LDLC. That wasn't too bad. Come on. You're so boring.
Sure. If the chat is not typing cringe, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest.
That was cringe, but it was an attempt. It was pretty good.
Okay, I'll just say don't quit your day job.
Well, definitely not. That's kind of what pays the bills, you know? I'm not thinking I'm going to go in for a singing course anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, let's move away from your beautiful song and go back to the actual fact that it's a big moment for this LDLC roster.
Massively. Playoffs at your first big event, and you came through the qualifiers. That's what's nuts.
Yeah, a fantastic performance for them. Obviously, we've still got one more game to go. We've got one more team to go home and one more team to go through. And that's going to be the big game, more so for Luminosity.
Yep.
It's going to be versus Mouse Sports, and I have to say I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like what we've seen from Luminosity has been better than in the past, but I would certainly say that Mouse Sports have a massive edge in it, but it's still this Mouse Sports that hasn't really been up to standard, right? They remove Snacks after New York, we bring Sticko back in. There's still kind of, it's still kind of them crazy changes going through it. So this is Mouse Sports' chance to prove that this lineup is working. It's Luminosity's chance to show us what they've got. We'll be going to another break. You can enjoy some more of my songs, I'm sure, and we'll see you very shortly.